about this.
You don't.
No.
Christians do.
Okay.
You don't, and this is precisely the point time and time again. I'm not asking is a Muslim to study the Bible
Remember,
as if it's a Muslim book.
Muslim classes are here.
Well,
right?
it doesn't seem to be.
No, the Muslim classes.
Doesn't seem to
the
be.
Muslim classes are
Doesn't
there.
seem to be.
I'm
To a
asking.
Christian, the
So you
death-
work backwards. Normal
Christians-
people work forward.
Apparently, yeah.
Right, let's start with the life of Jesus before the crucifixion. Is there anything
In
from
other
the
words,
life
you
of
want to
Jesus?
do your own study. You don't want to understand Christian's view.
Why are you starting with the crucifixion as
Because a
go on.
Christian would talk about the cross of Jesus first. Have you ever seen Christians wear a cross?
I have? Yeah.
Why do they have a cross first as opposed to a cradle, as opposed to a child playing, as opposed to someone standing in the mount preaching? Why do they have a cross?
Did his disciples have a
To a
cross?
Christian, because to a Christian, the cross is very important. So if you want to understand the Christian view, and if you want us to let you know that, please stick to our view.
No one is denying to you the value of. Hold on.
So the question now is,
Can I
are we on the same page?
Can I speak and you'll understand whether or not we're on the same page? No one here is discounting whether or not the crucifixion to Christians is important or not important. The discussion, the question was whether or not Jesus is God. The crucifixion, if crucifixion is the thing that proves Jesus is God, then say this is the one evidence that we have. The number one
Why do you
evidence.
want me to say what you want to say?
I'm not making you say what I want you to say. I'm
Stay
saying
quiet.
the 3
Listen.
years.
Why stay quiet? That's a logical question he's asking.
I'm saying
It's a very logical question.
Dawood, one second.
Okay.
Christians are not here to give Islamic view of Jesus. Or to
He
answer
didn't ask you for Islamic
view
view.
of Jesus.
He didn't ask you for Islamic view.
saying-
That's a straw man
The
argument.
point is simple.
I'm saying that 3
If you
years
want to-
before
if you-
crucifixion, is there anything that
If
proves
you-
Jesus to be
if
God
you want to-
before he was crucified?
We want to know why we come to the conclusions we come to. Ask us the steps that we take.
Okay.
After going through which we come to our conclusion. Ask us. We will tell you.
Can I just say one thing? What we're trying to say is part of the definition, first of all, define something that qualifies the true Jesus, really Jesus, versus any other version of Jesus. So we've got to make sure we are talking about the same Jesus. And the fundamental basis of who the true Jesus is very much focused on his definition.
Have I once uttered Islamic description
The
of...
question,
Hold on.
the question is, do you agree that the death, burial, resurrection are historical?
He doesn't have to agree. You can tell him. He doesn't have
I
to
do
agree.
not
In other words,
I do not...
our disagreement is not on the deity. Our disagreement is on basic historical
Find
facts.
me any
where we
historian,
disagree.
find me any historian that believes Jesus Christ was resurrected.
Exactly.
If you can find me
Peter,
hold on,
Paul.
Peter isn't a historian.
How do you define
Peter
historian?
and Paul
How do
are
you
not-
define historian?
are not historian.
How do you
So
define a
Do
historian?
you have the workings of Peter?
How do you define a historian? Someone who writes a historical account.
Okay, where's Peter's account from the first century? Go on. Even if it's Peter, doesn't matter. Where is his account from the first
Someone
century? He won't have
who
it.
is a historian, someone who writes a systematic historical account of something is a historian. That is
Do
the,
historians do
Was he an eyewitness?
you asked me, are there historical accounts of the resurrection? I said yes, and I gave a few. Peter's accounts, Paul's accounts, Matthew's
Were any
account,
of them
Mark's
eyewitnesses?
account, Luke's account.
None of them were eyewitnesses. None. None of them.
Could you please join in the conversation? When he
Well, you two are speaking, so I think we two can speak.
Right.
It's only fair.
Right. You spoke. Allow me to speak. Right. I asked you whether or not any historian believes in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Right. Who has the worthy of being called a historian.
Peter,
Right? Look, an accolade. Hold on. Because historians work on a naturalistic world view.
this is silly.
No,
Who told
no.
you that? Who told you that?
Historians-
Who told you that?
I'll tell you. Historians work. Okay? Historians work on a naturalistic worldview, not on a supernatural worldview.
Who says that?
Why?
This is silly. If that is the definition, there could be no historical account of God. If that is the definition.
Sorry,
Because
Historical account of God.
Historical account of God. I promise you, no historian has ever made an historical argument for the existence of God.
Stick to my statement.
I think he's getting mixed up between a theologian and a historian. Poor
I
guy.
am.
Stick to my
He's
statement.
supposed to be the teacher for the Christians, this guy.
Statement I am making is
Ignoramus.
historians stick only to naturalistic worldview.
Yes.
There
So please
could
find
not
me.
be any historical account of God.
Yeah, that's called a theology. Get your facts right, Harold.
That's called
Learn the difference between a historian and a theologian.
So let's go ahead.
What a joke.
Coming out of that pedantic point.
Pedantic, it's not pedantic.
Jesus died.
It's what you
came
brought up
back
actually.
alive. This is history.
It became pedantic all of a sudden.
Hold on. Jesus
you
died.
agree?
Hold on. Jesus died and was resurrected. Right. Hold on.
What does that
This
prove?
is- Are you
It proves he's immortal.
Sorry. So you're making a
Not
claim
immortal,
that he
mortal.
was crucified, right? Forget whether or not historical or not, right? Let's theologically.
No, stick to the history first.
Theologically.
We don't differ on theology first.
Okay,
We
find
differ
me-
on history
find
first.
me-
So who are the eyewitnesses of this history? Who are the eyewitnesses? None. They all ran away, remember? They all forsook him.
Who's making this historical claim?
Differ on history first.
Okay, who's making this historical claim? Who? You said it's a historical proof. Bring me the
What
history.
is nonsense? Answer a simple question.
That's your history. How does it become
Do you
nonsense?
agree that Jesus died, came back alive?
Cite me the historian that is making this claim, who's witness to this. Cite me.
An eyewitness.
Historical records that we have.
Eyewitness account.
Matthew.
Did Matthew was there?
Hold on, sorry.
Matthew.
They all forsook him and ran away.
The first one, Matthew. Okay, I do not accept the works of Matthew because Matthew and Luke, you just mentioned Luke, make fictitious historical claims.
Explain.
I'll explain.
Luke was
For
not even a
example-
disciple.
For example, Luke, right, regarding the birth of Jesus Christ, says, right, that there was a world census, right? Caesar had called for a census.
You yourself know.
Hold on, allow me to speak. For this census, everyone had to go back to their ancestral home. Joseph and Mary lived in Nazareth. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. To make Jesus to be born in Bethlehem, he makes a fictitious story up about a census, making Jesus go
Going to
all
Egypt.
the way from from Nazareth to Bethlehem to be born. We know this to be a lie because there is no evidence outside of the Bible and Christian scripture that this thing ever took place. Imagine now. There was a census in 2011. There's going to be a census next year, right? They say you all have to go to your ancestral home for this census. Abu, where are you going to go? You're going to go back to India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka?
Please make your point quick.
To do this census, the Roman world had to go back to their ancestral home. Now, David, right, was 1,000 years prior to Joseph. 1,000 years. Can you tell me who your ancestor was 1,000 years ago? Name me.
Can you please make your point quick?
So
You've already
I do not
spoken plenty of nonsense,
accept.
so please
Stop
I do
nonsense,
not
making a
accept
point.
Luke's historical account since he makes history up.
Answer, sir.
Same
Sir,
for Matthew as well. Same for Matthew as well.
Dawood stands in a public place and he wants to give a very, very sensible point apparently, and he says Caesar ordered a census. Are you sure it was Caesar who ordered that census?
Do
According
you have
to
your Bible? Do you have your Bible?
Please.
Do you have your Bible?
Before I take the Bible, are you willing to say if it wasn't Caesar who ordered that census, that you don't know what you're talking about? Now, are you willing to agree?
Am I willing to agree?
You said,
Yep.
you said, you are portraying yourself, you're showing up yourself as an expert commentator on this case, and your expert commentary.
He's giving his opinion. He didn't say he's an expert.
I don't care about opinions. I care about.
Well, you give
history.
your
Okay,
opinions
he's
as
trying-
well.
Okay, perfect.
Dawood,
Hold on.
The opinion he gives his opinion. No one said he's expert.
Let me make the point.
Hold on.
Let me make the point.
Forget my...
Let me make the point. Let me make the point.
Hold on.
I held on for a long time for you to finish your point.
No, go.
You wanted to portray Luke as a person who comes up with fictitious history. You wanted to do that. And to aid your case, you said Luke talks about a census that the Caesar. Before you Google search, before you refer to your prophet Google, please. You said to aid your case, were talking about a census that Caesar ordered.
So he's looking at he can look at it if he wants to. You can't force him.
I'm requesting you
Don't worry.
look at Google now before you agree on something, please.
Okay.
Without ad hominums, Prophet Google.
And the agreement is, if the point is you can't find a censor that Caesar ordered in the book of Luke, can we conclude that you don't know what you're talking about?
Okay.
Can we conclude
That's
that?
the question you've asked. Now allow me to reply. Now he's asking me whether or not me saying it was Caesar or whether or not there was a census in the Holy Roman Empire, right? As written in Luke, it does not in any way, shape or form dilute or alter my argument.
Because you don't know what you are talking about.
You're playing the person, not the bull.
No,
Play the bull.
no, I'm not playing the person. I'm making a simple point. Someone, if it wasn't Caesar, as
allow me to
Okay, if it wasn't Caesar, he'll say he's wrong. Happy?
If it wasn't Caesar,
Then he'll say he's wrong. That's it.
I'm not playing the person.
Okay.
I'll explain you why.
Yeah.
If
Who was it?
If it wasn't
Caesar, who was it?
If it wasn't Caesar,
Okay.
as you portrayed,
Yeah.
it would. I'm not playing the person. I'm playing the point that you don't know
Okay.
what you're talking about.
And if it was Caesar,
Simple.
hold on. If it was Caesar, what are you gonna do? Never come to this park ever again?
So,
If it was Caesar,
No answer.
are you ever gonna come to this?
No answer.
Hold on.
Shoko, you're laughing at Arul. Shame on you.
If it's about
He's laughing at Arul.
if it's not about the
Whose side are you on?
you said you're playing the ball, yeah? I'm gonna play the way you're playing, yeah?
Guys,
I said you're
let's
playing
not
the
get our
person.
egos in. Whoever's wrong will just say I'm wrong and move on. Come on.
So hold on. Who was it?
so
Who
the
was it?
census.
Who was it?
The
Who
census-
ordered the census?
The census was ordered by Caesar, but it was during.
After all that,
What did I say?
After all that.
something different.
I want to know if you know what you're talking about.
you earlier implied that it wasn't Caesar.
So,
And you went into a whole hoopla about nothing, basically.
right, hold on.
Do you know
That's a
what
joke.
you're talking about?
And then he talks about
Right,
historians.
Okay. So, hold on. I don't know. Okay, let's calm down and cool down. Let's not make that
Sorry, in the middle of a conversation here.
plain and simple. Was there a census ordered by Caesar the man himself or his right-hand man or his administrators across the Roman world as it was known back then? Yeah? According to Luke, for everyone to go to their ancestral home, therefore causing Mary and Joseph to go to Bethlehem for a census that we know never occurred.
I know it occurred. You
hold
think
on.
it never occurred.
So can you bring the evidence that this occurred, please? Because
Historical evidence.
Historical. I already said.
Why is the Bible not historical
I already said.
Because earlier you-
outside of the Bible.
You appeal to history instead of
Because
theology.
Luke is the only one that says this. No one else says this.
So what?
What do you so
Luke
what?
is making up a historical claim.
No.
Luke, that's why I asked you the simple question. Arul, in 2021, there's going to be a census in this country. If they
Do you
hold
know
on,
what a fiction means?
Arul, hold on. If they say in the census, everyone has to go to their ancestral homes for this census, where are you going to go, Arul? Are you going to go to India, Pakistan or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka? Tell me, what is the logical reason of a census sending all its citizens to their ancestral home to find out?
It's a fair
where
question.
they
Can you
came
answer that,
from?
Arul?
The only reason why Luke did this because he needed Jesus to be born in Bethlehem to fulfill a prophecy in the Old Testament.
Stop.
That is the only reason why he made up this historical fictitious claim.
So let me try.
I don't accept Luke.
Let me
If
try
from
and
the very
understand.
start he's got a basic thing wrong, the birth of Christ, why should I accept the very end of Christ from Luke and Matthew and John and Mark?
It's a fair question.
Your point is something like this, yeah? You think for a census which happened in the 1st century, it doesn't make sense for this for as part of the census for people to go back to their homeland. It does not make sense, and therefore it could not have happened. It's fiction. That seems to be your point.
Either you misunderstood what I said, right? For example, how would a census know whether or not Joseph's ancestors were from Bethlehem? How would they ever know? What is the benefit, even though that wasn't my argument, what is the benefit of holding a census of where someone's ancestral people came from if you don't already have a record of where their ancestors were from? If there are no documents of Arul from India, me saying Arul has to go to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh or Sri Lanka to register for a census is pointless. The only reason to do that was if BMP wanted to kick you out and make sure you don't get back in again.
This is silly.
This
is silly.
And it's also silly for Luke to make that story up just so he could have Jesus born in Bethlehem.
You are making a statement time and time again. You are saying Luke made that story up. You use the term fiction, and I'm assuming you know what a fiction means. Fiction is something which purely has been imagined in someone's mind. Do you have a proof that Luke had purely imagined this, as opposed to saying it is possible he imagined this?
I think he's made that point many times already.
Now, what is the proof that it is pure fiction? When Luke talks about that, and the fact of the people of his time reading that and being quite happy with that account. Number one. Number two, you were saying the census sending people back to their homelands does not make sense. I am saying that is not true. It could very genuinely make sense. And the sense that it could make is this kind of census hasn't taken place before. This is the first time we have no precedence. So the best thing we can rely upon is essentially the societal pressure making sure that people are going to go to their right places of origin.
And who decides that?
For example, if a similar census is ordered today, and if I suddenly showed up in Scotland, and if I said this is my ancestral home, hopefully the Scottish would look at me and say, oh, you don't look like me, you don't seem to belong here, and therefore they could catch me out. So in other words, when there is no precedence of such a census, when for the first time a census of this nature is ordered, and when Caesar wants to know how many Jewish people are around, how many Edomites are around, how many Ammonites, Moabites are around, he might very well order a census where he thinks the societal pressure would make sure that he gives a reasonably right figure. Such a census was
complete cock and bull story.
Such a census was ordered, recorded by Luke, and
no other historian.
No, there are other historians. I'll come to that.
2 points. I understand you. We'll do two
I'll
at a
come
time.
to that.
2 at a time, please. Not a third. 2 at a time.
By the way, he'll stand out in Scotland, but not in England.
Extra biblical
In England, he'll look like
evidence,
indigenous population. Wow.
What
logic?
For such a census to have very well taken place. Extra biblical evidence exists. But what you need to do now,
Like the Trinity, extra biblical.
What you need to do now is clearly explain, not give conjectural arguments, clearly explain how this is purely imaginary.
Okay, right. So you made 2 points. The first point I'll deal with, right? So the reason why also Luke's story is made up is when you look at the birth of Christ with the same story in Matthew, we see another pattern. tally
Can
up.
you stick to-
I'll- I'm-
can you
I
stick
am.
to the census,
I
please?
am. I am.
Can you stick to the
Hold
census,
on.
please?
Hold on. I am.
Can I-
It's-
Stick
Hold
to the
on.
census, please.
Hold on.
You wanted to make only 2 points.
He didn't interrupt you. Let him finish his point. He didn't interrupt you.
Right. So,
He did,
Jesus
yeah.
ends up in Bethlehem according to this census. Right? According to
He did
Luke,
not, yeah. I know, that's what I'm
Mary's
saying.
there only for 1 month. Right? For the ritual bathing after giving birth. Jesus is also circumcised after 8th day. And then thereafter they return back to